How's it going, everyone? There are 2 days, 20 hours, and 19 minutes until Arc Raiders Shadow drops. Or at least that's the running theory for it. And I am on board. I wanted to make this video because the other day on stream, I mentioned the June 6th Arc Raiders possible launch, and I had plenty of people in the chat who had no clue what the game even was. So I figured I should do my part and spread the word. So what exactly is Arc Raiders, and why does everyone believe it is dropping on Friday, with seemingly no official word from the developers and very little standard marketing? Well, Arc Raiders is a brand new extraction looter, one that I believe will finally properly compete with Escape from Tarkov. It was first revealed at the Game Awards in 2021. The reveal trailer showed off players battling it out against a variety of robotic invaders in a post-apocalyptic setting. Just last month, in May, they had a technical test, Tech Test 2, where we received a lot more details about exactly what this title has to offer. And oh man, for those who were able to get their hands on a key, gained a crippling addiction. Seriously, since May 5th, I checked that Arc Raiders Discord 9 times a day, and if I wind up opening prior vids or video highlights, it's over. I've become hypnotized into watching for hours. 2 more days. 2 days, hopefully. Anyways, from the tech test, we know that the game fits into the extraction looter genre. You emerge from the underground to scavenge for supplies, fighting off AI, and competing with other players for loot or objectives. But what exactly makes this game stand out amongst other releases and early access games that we've seen? Well, the best way I can describe it is basically Arc Raiders feels just like the Cycle Frontier if the Cycle had been a 10 out of 10 absolute masterpiece. Now, keep in mind, I only had my hands on the game for 4 days, so this could just be the honeymoon phase talking. But from gameplay to audio and visual design to every little detail about this game, you can tell it was handcrafted by a clearly very talented development team. The gameplay is fun and fast-paced. The AI is dangerous and impossible to ignore, but at the same time is very fun to battle against. The audio design is not only a 10 out of 10, but it might be the best audio design of any video game I've ever played. The visuals and map design are creative. Each map feels massive and it's rich in verticality. There are massive structures, open fields, bunkers, and secret tunnels to explore. The world setting feels familiar, but a bit alien at the same time, really putting you into a setting that you feel could be a real futuristic post-apocalyptic world. The mechanics for the game, being looting and PvP, are also done really well. You roam through the world, cracking open machinery and alien robotics in order to scavenge parts that you can later use to craft into weaponry. The PvP is frequent, even though the maps are enormous. Despite the map size, I never felt like I was alone or wasn't in immediate danger from other players. Also, on the flip side, the game had some really interesting fine details around player interaction that led to some things that we have not seen from the extraction genre. Aside from the obvious things like VoIP being enabled, the enemies in the game were also a persistent threat. In any game where the AI really creates a dangerous setting, it often can foster a more cooperative environment. But where the game really sets itself apart is in the fine details of these mechanics. For one, being downed by an enemy didn't immediately mean death. You could actually extract from a down state if you made it to an extraction. Even if your entire team was down, the game doesn't instantly execute you like in other similar styled shooters. Not only does the game allow this type of thing to occur, it was specifically designed for it. If you are downed by an enemy or an AI, you had a special animation to crawl your way up to a console and initiate an extraction. On top of this, you could resurrect enemies, given you had a defib, given you had a defib on you. And things like this happened more and more as the tech test went on, and players realized the interesting interactions that you could have aside from just murdering each other.
Team up. Give me some loot. Hey, save me. Let's team up.
Details like this offer such a fresh and interesting way to play an extraction looter. It really feels like it gives you full control of whether you want to play as a hostile or a friendly player, even if you're forced into fighting in the moment.
Hey, we can be cool, man. Let's just leave. right, crawl in. Both of you crawl in. I'm getting us out of here. You lucky motherfuckers.
Now, aside from just the player interactions, the looting aspect of the game was also better than any other extraction game I've played. Opening and scavenging materials felt interesting. You were busting into crates and broken machinery, scavenging abandoned houses or industrial complexes, but the interesting details don't really stop there. Every single enemy you defeated offered something interesting to loot. For example, the little flyers that would tase you would drop a throwable that you could use to stun enemies, while the other little flyer had a little shield recharger battery. Those little drones that flew around and would call in other enemies would drop a device that you could use to call in enemies at a specific location. And the little fireball roly-polies would drop a little fire grenade. I could go on with more details like this, but you probably get the picture. All of these things you could use in the moment for your run or could be kept for crafting into more complex grenades or devices later on. But honestly, simply breaking down everything, it basically takes every single mechanic and feature from the genre and just makes it better. So anyways, I feel like I'm just rambling on about why I love this game, but let's talk about why this game is likely coming back in 2 days' time without any official announcement. Well, shortly after the Tech Test 2 ended, Arc Raiders announced that they would be nuking their Discord in order to prepare for what is next. Right now, the Discord is completely locked down with just a few channels viewable. Sometime after the tech test ended, I believe it was around May 11th, the playtest version on Steam had an update, was available for like 9 minutes or something like that. So everyone who had Steam auto update on received this update and really had no explanation for it. Well, the update included an executable. So the .exe that was included basically ran a program here, an executable, that just was pretty much an Arc Raiders logo with a play now button that you could not click on, which is hilarious. But at the top, you'll notice that there is a big long string there. That is a base 64 string. When decoded, it turns into a web link that links to this countdown. This countdown ends on June the 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern, which is the exact start time for the Steam Summerfest. Also, more details were given as 2 days ago, the Game Awards YouTube channel released the Summer Games Fest trailer, which includes clips from Arc Raiders. Aside from all this, the game felt extremely polished. I think the general consensus among everyone who's playing is the game's ready for launch. It doesn't feel like an early access test. It felt like everything was rounded out and polished off. Honestly, from the player count numbers, it was full from start to end. So I believe that it's ready for public consumption. But anyways, the developers, Embark Studios, are also the studio behind the free-to-play shooter, The Finals. The Finals was shadow dropped on December 7th, 2023 at the start of the Game Awards. So with all this in mind, it is very likely that Arc Raiders is dropping on Friday. Now, this is obviously still just speculation. We have no official word, but there is some strong evidence to show that it's probably coming out and is going to be fully playable on June 6th. The game is an absolute masterpiece in my opinion, and I highly encourage you to check it out Friday if it is available. I'll be releasing some more content on Arc Raiders going forward, so if you're looking for more on it, feel free to subscribe. And if you feel like helping out, hit the like button and throw a comment down below whether or not you'd be playing or whether you played it, what you enjoyed about it, really anything. I'll be checking the comments. But anyways, guys, that's it for now, and thanks for watching.